Hello, everybody. My name is Anday, and welcome to another Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising reaction. Sorry, I got random hair in my mouth. uh, so this episode is episode 5, where it's already halfway through the second season. Halfway through part 1 of the second season. Mm-hmm. So this is part 1, of course. This is second season, and this is already the halfway. We're already halfway there. So last episode we had it was like the exposition episode, pretty much explaining who, what the threat is to the two dragons. Hearing what their roles in the story is, which is them in their prime defeating the Forbidden Find and banishing them elsewhere. Also with the Cloud Kingdom, with the Wolf Masks infiltrating and trying to take Bonzo for some reason from the group in the Finders from the Land of Lost Things. And they're able to leave now, which we don't know for sure. It was specifically the portal was able to nullify the boundary spell, or since Jordana already undid the boundary spell, who knows what specifically that means for how that situation cleared itself out. But also there was a moment where Bonzo straight up says, "I think we can leave now," and they all just look at her like, "What? How would she know? How does she know about this?" Which I feel like, depending on how much she's really like keeping to herself, because literally we don't know much about Bonzo. We don't know why they want her for anything, and we don't know what her deal is. Everyone just thought she was, oh, it's a skeleton. She is skulking. Cool. So I guess we're gonna learn more about her. So yeah, they're able to escape through the portal all the way back to the monastery with Frohiki and Zane. Them again, the best duo. Also, we see Zane with the Frohiki plush. I literally wanted and so yeah, it was mostly just, okay, this is happening here, but also with the Finders. It was a good, decent episode. Otherwise, it would have just been, let's explain this for 20 minutes. But it's fine. It's fine. It was a good way to balance it, I think. So, yeah. Here we are moving on to this episode, halfway through this part 1 of season 2. I'm very excited to see what's going on. I'm very interested to see what is in store for the story ahead. So as always, please go watch this show on Netflix, or if it's uploaded on YouTube by the time this one is uploaded. Yeah, please go support the show. Then come back and support me also too, and that way you can hear not only my reaction but also my thoughts. I try my best to go in length of what I think is good about this show, and what specifically in these episodes. Like, I want to just yap for an hour, which I have been. You all like hearing me yap, hopefully, maybe. If not, then just go watch the show. Just don't mind me. Anyways, I think I've yapped on for too long at this intro beginning. So, once again, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, and please let me know if you want me to watch more. I say that even though I am watching more and I'm gonna finish the season. I'm just in the, hey, let me react to this mindset. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get started on this episode. Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising. It does not say the title, so we're just gonna go ahead right into this pretty blind. And yeah, let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and play. Oh, are we learning how I say? It's so cute. Yes. Oh, it is a heart. So, like, are they actually gonna have people be sacrificed? Whoa. Unless, they say, hey, it's a sacrifice, but really they're just gonna go in and they'll be fine the other side. It's a kid's show. Nobody dies in a kid's show. Haha. Haha. Okay, wow. Wow, that... a lot of stuff going on in this episode. It was kind of like a B plot kind of thing, where one of them is important to side and the other is like just there. This being the important side is Bonzo explaining her story, and the ninja going in there off about training. So like, I think it's easier to go to what the ninja is first, and then we'll talk about. Well, we'll do it when the split off point, but for we see what happened last episode when they all just ran through the portal, and straight into Zane with the Frohiki doll. I could literally see the Frohiki doll, right? As a I could see it as an actual like little accessory piece that you get in like a set. Because like look at that thing is tiny small. It's like the little baby, you know, the Baby Yoda mold, or just a baby mold in general. Yeah, I like how this for one moment when we see them do come out, and when they fight them, we see Zane hitting them with the doll, or even just a plushie. I probably can't say plushie. I don't know. Maybe it's copyrighted. Yeah, I like also they all lock in and say, "Hey, let's let the ninja take care of it." Oh, we all hide behind there. That's cool. That's neat. So yeah, then when they lock in, or when they start fighting them back, we see Woo spell, I think, or not Woo spell, but we do see Woo's ghost Woo, I would guess, is the best way to describe that. He just manifests. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, when it flies past them, it goes like really over the others. And what I thought would happen is, since we learned Bonzo is a spell technically, that she would just look at it and recognize it's Woo because he's a ghost or whatever. But I guess not. So yeah, they hit him back in. Zane gets again using the plushie, and then Woo comes in clutch, just flicking the thing and make it power down. So when it powers down and they're inside the little hallway, do they just end up on the other side, or are they in the void of the hallway now that it's not connected to the portal? Are they just gonna be in the void there, just chilling with no way to go out through either end, or how does that work? But yeah, they probably won't elaborate for specific sakes, obviously. Yep, I did not do that. And this is a Woo ghost back there. Based Woo. Always coming in clutch, even when he's probably sort of gone. But yeah, Bonzo here drops it. I've taken to the form of a physical being. She says it right here. I'm actually an extremely powerful ancient spell, capable of advancing ultimate evil, but I've taken on the form of a physical being. Just crazy, and then everyone's reaction is pretty great. Like, yeah, that's the reaction you do have after dropping something like that, then just cutting to the title card. Crazy. Yeah, the spell at the waterfall. So we do see them, the group fighting, using their mechs, cool mechs. Lloyd isn't, or I think it makes sense. Kai left his climber mech back at the little hole area. Right near the bounty. And is using this mech to fight Sora's mech. And so they split up into two groups. Aaron, or Sora and Ryu are with Rantu, her name is, I believe. I don't know, she's cool. I want her as a set. I like how she has lanterns on her horns. Very neat. So yeah, they split into a group of two. Two in there, and then Wildfire, of course, being the one out because she's literally injured. She can't really do much, which it makes sense for her to feel this jealous feeling because she's pretty much been raised by dragon and dragon culture, I would guess, in a way. And so for her to be missing out on this, it's got to be like it's a crazy jealousy feeling that she must have, because she kind of does feel herself to be like really great. She has quite a big ego, but it's good. It shows she has quite the personality. And yeah, we do get the drop here though that her element is heat, which is very interesting because it is like something like saying like it's not specific. Like heat is it's a feeling that fire emits, right? Heat is like cold. Like say Zane is the master of ice. Is there a master of cold now, or is it different? Well, they did show it was different when I think it was Kai at the very end. Kai, was season 1. He melted a bunch of cans, right? And then Wildfire here, she turned them. No. Kai made him turn to ash, and am I? Hold on. Did they say it was heat back then? I probably did. I'm probably so dumb. I can't remember. I don't know. I feel like Kai saying "your heat," like just that specific voice sounds so familiar. I could probably go check right now, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna say, no, he didn't. Totally didn't say that, and I didn't miss it at all. Anyways, so yeah, like it is interesting because now that there's heat, what other elements could be going around? Which I mean, obviously, they did show. They listed it along with other elements, like obviously there's Geo with his fusion, and there is Sora. I don't know why hers took longer to think of with her tech power, literally just tech element, and really this being okay. This all happened after the merge, so what other elements are out there? And like literally now that the population probably increased by a lot, given how much bigger the world is now with different species, different creatures, many different people going around. Like, because we still don't know what else could be unlocked around there. Like, we don't know what else elements are literally just spawned in this world now because there's so many possibilities. Especially, like, was there Master Cold now? Is cold an element? Heat is an element now. So would there be cold? Would there be fresh? What's an element? Hold on. What about surge? Surge is partial to lightning. Does this make sense? Am I rambling on something? Is strength partial to earth? Well, we do hear strength earlier and later in this, but there is elemental or not elemental master strength, but cold's pretty strong. But from what the source dragon is associated with, we do hear we do know that strength is as it's part of dragon, or what am I talking about? Strength is part of earth, and earth is part of the strength dragon, or yes, the strength symbol, which is the same as a strength dragon. So yeah, we have this neat little slideshow saying that so this is a backstory of the Forbidden Five, and they look cool in these posters too. That one guy has a scythe. That one is a. Hold on, I can show this video. I have to stop. I have to not forget that I can do this now. Yeah, they look really cool here. I want them to show their faces. I want to know their designs. Show us your designs. So yeah, we learned that those two are they met with a witch, I believe, and she looks like she has a Hypnobrise staff. You see that? The little symbol? The symbol on her thing? That looks cool. She's literally a witch, though. Oh, hold on. They probably expect. The other message turn you can conquer all the realms. Yes, yes. And dragons are confident. But they feared no prison could hold the villains. So a sorceress worked day and night to weave a spell that would banish the defeated five. Okay, so they were banished. A place even more permanent than the realm of the departed, which the realm of the departed is kind of instant permanent. It's like the super dead for reals, unless you have what the heck was that thing called? Two Moon Tea? Or no, Two Moon Tea. What am I talking about? Two Moon Tea is this thing for Onis. I should know better than that. It was the what is it called? It's I can vaguely remember. Because I remember this one clip from season 2 or season 1. Traveler's Tea, yes, Traveler's Tea. If you haven't know that, you can just yoink someone out of the departed realm. If you have like a ton of it though, so like, and it's rare too, I think. So it's a, it's a, it's a whoopsie daisy. So yeah, the realm of departed. I don't know. Wouldn't it be the cursed realm? Because cursed realm is a little bit worse than that. But I mean, knowing these guys, they probably would have taken everyone out in the cursed realm. Surely. But yeah, we learned that Bonzo is a spell. She is the spell that could banish them somewhere. So that is very interesting. So yeah, they were banished, and all the realms rejoice. We don't know where they were banished to, but since she was activated, she just went and left elsewhere. Yeah, the magical spent, but she was a very strong spell, very complicated spell, and she didn't disappear. But yeah, she learned what it felt by traveling through realms, and we see here she met. I thought this was. I was kind of half paying attention. I was like, huh, this is very cool. They're intricate. I thought, oh, is she gonna meet the witch again? I thought, she gonna meet the sorceress? Keep saying witch, but witch is much more normalized now. But we see it was Woo, which is very neat. I'm very curious where in the timeline this was. Plus, I mean, you know, for what reason would Woo have to bring Bonzel up after meeting a sentient little spell? Which is interesting. Because, like, what does this mean? But yeah, also, like... Okay, I know I said I was going to go through specific order, but, like, I'm kind of way too into it now. So we see Sora and Ryu jumping through these hoops. I would guess this makes sense on how to activate Spinjitzu. It's kind of much different than the training course everyone else went through way back when. It's a spin. You have to spin through this one. Wait, how are they floating? How are they floating? Is it more magic? It's probably magic. Why am I doubting that? It's probably these dragons, they know what they're doing, surely. But yeah, like, you see, you kick and you jump and you kick again, another jump, and then you kick another time. Does that unlock Spinjitzu by doing that motion over and over again? I would guess if you jump, kick, land, jump, kick, land, jump, kick, land, it would give a sort of tornado-esque motion while also going upward. So just that would cause some sort of technique in being Spinjitzu-esque. But I like how we do show that she does prove herself actually being capable of Spinjitzu, which is very neat. And her little horn lantern things grow. Which, I mean, makes sense. If a Sphera, a snake, can do Spinjitzu, despite not having, I don't know, legs, I'm pretty sure a dragon can do Spinjitzu. And I think we saw, it doesn't count because he was the Overlord at the time and the Golden Master. But he kind of did do Spinjitzu while he was the Golden Master in a big mech thing. But yeah, like, that's cool. Her tornado is huge, too. Okay, so she learned Spinjitzu from Ikisian, Cold Fang the Wise. And he learned it from... Oh, who learned from the great King Erd Leatherwing. These dragon names sound awesome. And he learned from the Spinjitzu Master himself. Okay, so it's a little complicated line of history, but I'm sure it all works out in the end in this timeline. Especially which, you know, they don't retcon. So yeah, then this guy goes on about motions in the universe, which I feel like this is the first time we hear the words actually universe, like, into the realm of the show, because it's always been about the world saving the Earth, saving all of Ninjago. Ninjago is our acronym for Earth in this world, in this universe. So like yeah, just to hear the word universe in here is kind of crazy because they don't really go for the scientific-y esque stuff wording in shows like this. I mean, essentially long ago this probably was literally just kind of Avatar, like just in like style, at least, you know. At least kind of in the pilots it was Avatar esque, and then they bust into video games. They go into a city. They reveal that this is actually literally in our timeline, pretty much. Which I mean, yeah, it was kind of, you know. Before that, we had no. Everyone was under the. Well, I mean, to be fair though, I keep rambling on about this, but to be fair, they did have skeletons who had motorbikes, freaking buggy cars, motorcycles, airplanes at one set. That one set has a helicopter too, so it's like, you know, it's fine, is what I'm saying. Yeah, it just seemed like it was a very old timey show back then, like take place around the elements or around like somewhere in the timeline, I guess, around like Avatar, you know, where it's like just old like old what's the right word for it? I can't think of a right word. It's just like it seems like it would have taken place a long time ago. Probably not in this show because it's all Legos, but well, not all Legos, but a majority of everything is Legos. Anyways, so yeah, they go into the universe is always moving, always motion. I mean, it makes sense. I would imagine the universe is now in motion, especially with all the stuff going on Earth, or this version of Earth, anyways. So yeah, stuff about Earth, motion. Them always not be motion, be completely still, both in mind and body, I guess. Oh, I dropped a Lego. So yeah, we see Wu here. He talks to Bonzel, which I don't think she had a name at this point because why would she? But instead he is rather an unchanged spell, which it is cool how apparently we can learn Wu himself could see spells, which that is very it would make sense. He's like a descendant, right, of the guy who created pretty much everything in Ninjago. I dropped the Lego again and I can't find the piece. Okay, here it is. Got it. You'll know what Lego set it is, or what Lego it is, when I finally decide to upload that one video. Anyways, yeah, we learned he can see spells, which is pretty cool. It adds to the already cool factor that Wu has. So yeah, learn about that, and that she has been wandering the realms for a long time. Well, the realms, like, so she wasn't just like, cause like we would wonder, like, okay, where was Wu during this? Cause they did describe stuff from Wildness. So what is Wu in the Wildness? Is what my first thought was. But we do learn here that apparently if she moved through realms, like, she could just move through them, right? So she probably found her way back to Ninjago, or into Ninjago, and then ran into him. Yeah, the realms for centuries. So she's been around for a long time. Which it makes sense, because all that stuff probably happened a super long time ago. Or all that stuff happened thousands of years ago, or they were centuries. Well, it's a little wonky, but it doesn't matter. She probably doesn't have a good time zone. But yeah, she just says right there. He's the first person who could see her. He is. Many tales to tell, and then he does. But yeah, he does mention some things here, which I think I can't recall, but well, first he does mention his brother, which it does kind of seem by this point this is around season 1, because he's still like iffy about his brother, and in that time it's season 1, right? Or at least right before they go into, or he goes into the Realm of Madness, right? So before that it was only okay, when will Lord Garmadon come? When will he arrive and destroy everyone using the golden weapons and make Ninjago into his own image. When will you tune out next time on Cartoon Network on on Cartoon Network this Wednesday on 7 p.m. Boop boop. You know, it was like everything back then. So like, I believe this would take place somewhere between the pilots and season 1. That being because of the line drop he drops here and says, okay, he's been there many times with his brother, and he mentions all the students he's been with here. We don't see them, so I would assume if they were shown, they would be in their classic season 1 attire, or at least in the dragon costumes, if you know. Because there was a difference back then. They had the original shoots, and then they got the dragon costumes kind of out of nowhere in the show. But it's fine. It's cool. This is cool too, the scene. But it does mention some things. Well, at least some lore pieces here. He said that he had a brother. They were very close, going on adventures together. They do mention some adventures. The Maze of the Sphinx. That sounds familiar, but I can't recall. And Facing the Warriors of Felis. Is this about Spinjitzu Brothers? I have one of their books, but I haven't read it. Wait, hold on. I think I have it right here. Hold on. Okay, this is, yes. Wait, 1 sec. I'm doing this. I'm pulling this out of literally just out here of, I have it here. Okay. Ninjago Spinjitzu Brothers. I have this. I have a book right here. The Curse of the Cat-Eye Jewel. Okay, I'm gonna skim through it and see if I can find something. Okay, I had this book here, and I have never. I dropped my phone, but that's fine. Okay, so they do mention sorceress and cat jitsu. I'm looking at the contents, the chapters here. Cats have hind legs that power their jumps. Tail keeps balance. A cat ninja. Ninjago. That's her name. She's cool. She's like a cat woman. Any words of what's going on here and there? Cat-Eye Jewel. Oh, here's a glossary. Adara, Asphera, okay. Cat-Eye Jewel, a legendary myth, magical jewel that gives cats 9 lives, okay. According to a Rion sorceress, any cat that harvests the power of the stone will possess all the lives it holds and becomes immortal. Oh, that's neat. Cole, Dylan, first visit my spell. Okay, that's was her brother, the greatest villain. Gi, a type of clothing traditionally worn by ninja. Okay. Oh, Komala, the wise leader of the Jewel Guardians who had trained herself over the many years of practicing good magic in order to protect her village and people from evil sorcery. Okay, Lloyd. Ninjago, a confining sorceress whose only desire is to become immortal. To achieve her goal, Ninjago needs the Cat-Eye Jewel. She believes she can get it with the help of Garmadon and Wu. Here, Felis! Facing the Warriors of Felis. I found it. Okay. Cat warriors created from the rain. Cat warriors created from the rain with dark sorcery. To some, the warriors of Felis are just a myth, but to those who have faced them, they're dreadful force of evil. Ha! So it really is from Spinjitzu Brothers. That's neat. I'm so lucky I managed to have this book just lying around. No, but for real, I have this book here. I don't have a shelf, right? All the shelves are full of Legos. So I have this book between 2 shelves here. One is my clothing drawer, and another is a shelf where I keep my games. So like my PS4, my PS2, my Nintendo, I have an old headphones in there, and I have this book just placed there between a few other books. So like, there's this book. There's the Monsters Inc. Uh, sequel book down there. There's also a Lego set too. There's also more Legos down there. There's another Lego set I haven't made down there also. All right. Just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to check for saying, huh? That sounds so specific. I wonder if it's in the book in this thing I have. So I go to check it. Boom, it's there. Awesome, very awesome. We had to have known. But yeah, Lloyd says he's cursed with loneliness, and she gave up all her strength, which it's kind of the lesson of this episode, really. Strength isn't everything. If you only use strength, that means you're evil. Evil, and the power of friendship uses all other things like motion and motion and life and peacefulness and friendship, all that. And I like how the first thing she makes is a skeleton, which I mean, I guess it makes sense to make something who doesn't really deteriorate. Like if she would have just made a regular body, I feel like they would go saying, "Oh, she made a regular human body. She might one day grow old and die." Or actually, though, I don't even know, because apparently this is the time. Like just many years ago, essentially, back to when pilots in season 1, somewhere in that area. So like, I don't know. She probably wanted to make something to make sure she doesn't live forever, though. A form that would suit her. Someone originally felt empty inside. Okay, well, that is interesting. I guess that makes sense. She chose a skeleton to make a skulkin, really. My first thought was, okay, she was a spell, and she found someone's body to possess, or quote-unquote body, and went to their skeleton and said, "Hey, I'm gonna pilot this person. Let me just yoink." And that's what she did. But no, this is kind of neat. This is cool. I figured that, now that I think about that, one other thing is probably kind of dark. But I like how she first chose a skeleton. That's neat. Very neat. But we do see her training with Wu in a sense. So, did he pick up some pointers? Also, I do notice now. Hold on. I gotta get the good frame. Here of this little waterfall thing. Here. No. Here. Okay. It's in between the crossfade between this scene and the next scene. But it's good enough, I think. This is a set. This is a set that Wu comes in. If only I had a Bonzo figure. I now really want one. I guess I'll have to make do with this custom. I'm holding her right now. You'll see her when I make that. No, don't drop her. I dropped Bonzo. Shoot. Okay. No one else will tell you this, but the pieces they have for Lego skeletons are super freaking. They're super delicate. Like literally, you could have old Ninjago sets from like hundreds of years ago, the pilots, and the skulkin, they would break. Literally, the little clip pieces, you move them once in like a little second, and then boom, it breaks off, and it's very sad. Trust me, I have so much super glue saved up. That's why I ruined my samurai. And yeah, this bit here was funny, and then I'm glad they knew this, since it would get too silly, so they stopped it by having Rantu step in. You're saying, no, you can't do this. And I like how she does get it, though. Look at her. She's sad, though. Which is understandable, really. But like how they have this little area here, training in this little Beyblade-esque setting piece. Look at that. It looks so cool. Did I spit all over my monitor? But yeah, look at it. Looks so cool. Like, I want them to bring back Spinjitzu, right? Like the little spinny spinners. But it would be also very epic if they did that and make a set like this. A giant tournament where it's all just, or a giant like little Beyblade set piece for all of them to spin around in. Which, I mean, like, back then they just had the little base plates, right? That has a little connector piece down connecting below. And it's very small, though. So if you're spinning with enough force, right, you could make it go over that and then send it flying. I never liked that, right? Because it's too delicate, it's too small. But with this you could literally have them just be turning around the tornadoes, literally like an adjacent Lego set version of the Beyblade. Which, I mean, is what everybody wanted to play with in the playground. Everyone wanted to whip out, hey, I got Kai and his spinner, and I'm gonna defeat you using this weapon. And you're gonna cry. And you're gonna give me your Lego set. Because that's what goes on in... that's what everyone was all about back then. Everyone was trading Legos. I traded $20 for Mega Bloks Halo set, but that's besides the point. But like how we do have this little moment here. It's sad. It's both sad, but also like kind of real in a way, where we have Aaron trying to help out Lloyd after making a mistake with his spinjitzu because it's not as good to him. But also, like, we have the harsh master Egalt here saying, do not lie to him. That was not okay. Which, I mean, it is kind of true for them to have to defeat something that could destroy, pretty much, not destroy the world, but like a powerful like group of people that were unchallenged for so long, that for them to have to learn something, they would have to lock in. So Aaron here having to pretty much just accept that he literally can't do it because he doesn't know how. It's kind of super real. Even more so when Aaron just says it right now. Like, poor Aaron, man. He needs I feel like he above all needs to learn the Rise of Dragon technique, which I think he does. I have this also other set here where they're both on dragons, right? We see Kai on a dragon, Nia on a dragon, and Aaron on one. It's those sets where it's like a little thingy where you shoot the thing from their mouths towards people. Well, you don't even shoot the things from their mouths. You just shoot the whole dragon itself at the Wolf Warriors. So like, yeah, probably something. So yeah, Bonzo went searching and she found her family, which is very neat. Also, I like how the kids back here are playing their video games. It's so sweet. They're awesome. They're very cool. It really is like a family. Oh, I didn't even notice that. If you look back there, you can see weapons. Shurikens, Lloyd's sword, and a trident. That's cool. That's very cool. And a baseball bat? And yeah, like, this really is kind of a family. You know, you have Gio and Cole. They're both together, obviously. Bonzo part of that family, too. Like, their cool aunt. Well, the aunts for... Yeah, Gio and Cole, obviously, together. And the Finders, at least the little ones, Spitz and Fritz are like their kids. And Bonzo's like their cool aunt. So, like, yeah, at least that's how I think this family dynamic would be. But it's very sweet, though. Especially when you hear that if she wasn't a real person, they wouldn't want to be her family. But we see here that even though it is the case, they still really like her. And she is part of their family, which is very sweet. Yeah, so yeah. Then we learn, what it says here, the place called Mysterium. And it is a magical place, straight up magic realm. One of the 16 realms, okay. So it must be in the Merged Lands now. Okay, so we have another name for another realm. Add that to another list of realms we have, which is we've learned from seasons past and now, which is Imperium, for sure. Wildness is Chima, so that one doesn't count. Lee, we don't know what that's about. We don't know who Lee is. And Mysterium, which... Mysterium is a really cool name for a realm, to be honest. So yeah, the sorceress is there then. So whoever the sorceress is, they have to go on and find her. So this is a good mini quest. And Colby says so, time for quests. So yeah, we see. Okay, Jordan. We be back with evil guys. Roz, Cinder, and Jordana. Cinder is breaking vases. Jordana is looking for Bonzel, and Roz is showing his power. This is also like this is kind of funny, but also like whoa, in a way. Like what is going on here? That we see him appear in some sort of Bill Cipher-esque realm where everything is all golden and amber. Well, not golden, but like fiery. And am I crazy? But we see something back there. Like, do you see it like above Roz's head? Do you see that? What is that? I was gonna assume that was a sun next to him, but there's also these other dots here. And we hear apparently Roz's master crackling. Whatever makes a crackling sound. And he says, "Yeah, I await your instructions, master. Tell me, I am Roz. I'm at the Shadow Dojo." And his master is crackling. Okay, so what makes a crackling noise? Fire? Lava? And sort of, maybe? Am I too locked in? But yeah, like, this gave me, like, Bill Cipher vibes, apparently, where he can just lock in and his body floats up. But okay, actually, though, this is a very good kind of parallel to what Lloyd was when he was levitating up and being told to what the Source Dragons are. This is kind of a great parallel between what's going on here. So I also heard, though, might be technically sort of spoilers. Roz's master apparently is called the Lichen King, which is a name descriptive from the Garmadon comic that's going to come out. So, like, is that his name, too? The Lichen King, which I'm going to be 100% honest. The Lichen King is a baller name. It's a cool name. It goes hard. But yeah, here's a new command. Select 5 of the Clown Monks, and thou shalt be sacrificed to the Blood Moon. Which is okay. That is pretty crazy. I would hope that they don't choose Euphrasia as one of the sacrifices. But also, like, wow, sacrifice. So, like, are they gonna actually do it? Are they gonna actually sacrifice people in this show? No, I know we've seen people die in Ninjago, but, like, is this something they're really gonna do? And I like how they low-key, they're kind of scared by that. They're like, whoa, we're killing people now? That's crazy. I thought we were gonna be Saturday or Wednesday night villains for the status quo of Cartoon Network. That's crazy. We can do stuff on Netflix now? Wow. Which, I mean, they're fair, pretty much. We've seen people die in Ninjago. It's been there. Well, we've never seen, like, violent. Okay, well, that's a lie, too. We saw Iron Baron and others. It goes here and there. It depends on the context of the scene, really. So, yeah, that was this episode. A lot more stuff going on. I yapped on way longer than I was to. I put out a book that you all probably can't see, and it's just whatever. So, yeah, I guess that's all I have to talk about. I yapped on for way too long again. So, yeah. This has been Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising season 2, part 1, episode 5. The spell behind the spell at the waterfall. The spell at the waterfall, yeah. So, yeah. This has been Lego Ninjago. My name is Anday. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe. What is your favorite part of this episode? Surely it's not me dropping Legos and finding a random book that I had. So, yeah. Anyways, please let me know. What were your thoughts in this episode? Did you like it? Let me know. Anyways, my name is Anday. This has been Lego Ninjago. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.